Hey everybody, Ashley and Jerome here from Evansville Collectibles. We're going to do our Record Store Day, June 12th unboxing video. We'll go over the titles that we have so far. We do have some more titles coming in this week, but we'll go through what we have.
Yeah, and we're going to do Record Store Day the same way we did last year. It worked out really well, and so first 25 people each day will get a poster.
So for the June and the July drop, we'll have posters for the first 25 people. We'll also have some other fun giveaways, like some tote bags,
some buttons,
and just fun stuff like that. So let's get into showing it. We have a lot of records to show. We'll show and tell quantities of items that we have now, and then we've got more deliveries coming today and Wednesday.
So this is Uriah Heep. It is limited to 2,500 copies. Magician's Birthday. It's definitely, they changed the album cover a little bit.
Yeah,
and,
it's
probably their best record, or my favorite Uriah Heep record anyway.
Yeah, reimagined artwork by Roger Dean. This is a really cool one. I have, it's a Lupe Fiasco Food and Liquor series. So it's got Volume 1 and Volume 2 in this box set, which the Volume 2 has never been on vinyl before. We have 2 copies of these. It's limited to 5,000.
Jeezy. This is a Record Store Day first. It's limited to 4,500 copies. So...
this is a really cool one. We've got the L7. This has never been on vinyl before. It's a Record Store Day exclusive, limited to 2,300. And so
a lot of people are looking for that one.
4 copies.
Process. This is Percy, the Kinks, and limited to 5,000 copies. It is a Record Store Day exclusive. We have 1 copy so far.
And that's a picture disc, I think, inside of there. We have the Record Store Day exclusive of the new Garbage album, No Gods, No Masters. This has got different cover art than the new release that will be coming out, and it's on pink vinyl, and it's 2,700 copies. We have 3.
This is the Avatar picture disc. It's their latest album, I believe, and it's limited to 1,200 copies. So it's a Record Store Day first.
This is another exclusive, and it's limited to 2,500. It is Lara Croft Tomb Raider soundtrack. It's got 9 Inch Nails, U2, Moby, Outkast. It's just a great soundtrack.
Basement Jacks.
We have 2 copies.
Missy Elliott. This is Village of the Damned. It was supposed to be on Record Store Day last time, however, didn't make it. So it is this time. We have 1 copy. It's limited to 2,000 copies, and it's the full score. So
yeah, it's deluxe.
Glad they finally did that one.
Mark Lanigan Band. Here comes that weird Jill. This originally was recorded in 2003. It's 8-track EP, and it's 3,500 copies. We think we have 4 or 5 of these.
Mark Lanigan is the guy from the Screaming Trees and the Gutter Twins.
He's
and
awesome.
He's very awesome. Queens of the Stone Age. This is Tears for Fears, and it is live at Massey Hall, Toronto, Canada, in 1985. Limited to 3,500 copies, and it's from the Songs of the Big Chair tour. So it's a Record Store Day first. We have 3 copies.
I think we might have 1 more of those, so we might have 4 total.
So we do have some stuff coming from another company, so we do have more coming in.
This one, I was until I pulled it up and listened to it, I was not sure if we were going to order it, but it's really awesome. It's a tribute to Repo Man. It's limited to, 1,500. It's got Matthew Sweet, Frank Black, Amanda Palmer, Mike Watt, and more. And pull it up and listen to it. You'll really like it. That's why we ordered it.
It's really good. Like the original soundtrack was great. That soundtrack it's excellent. Yeah. So this is Above the Rim, which has been out of print for a while. It is limited to 2,000 copies, and it's a Record Store Day first. So I don't know which way to tilt these to get the glare off of them, but hopefully you can see them.
We've got Ariana Grande, K-Bye for Now. It's Sweet Live, and there's 3 records in here. So far I have 3 copies. That may be it. I'm not sure.
This is Jazz Dispensary and Volume 2. It's the Dank Defunct Blend Volume 2. So, and it's got a nice embossed cover. Limited to 2,500 copies. It's all analog, and it is a Record Store Day exclusive.
War Paint, the full. This is the limited edition Andrew Weatherall mix. This is limited to 2,500. And it's great indie rock, female fronted. I pulled up the original version of the full and listened to it, and I really liked it. I hadn't heard of them before, or wasn't familiar with them. And when I listened to it, I really liked it, so I made sure to get it in.
This is the Soft Bulletin Companion, the Flaming Lips. This was originally released as just a promo CD companion. So it's finally available on vinyl, and it's limited to 11,250 copies. It's a Record Store Day first, and we got one copy. So
I've got, this one is really fun. It is a Swan Records, The Pin of Swan. It's Ladies' Choice, and it's a compilation that has, like the Swan is like 50s, 60s label. We have a lot of their 45s.
Yeah, it's classic label.
A great comp of like 50s and 60s Swan Records.
So yeah, that one's kind of exciting. This is Orange Goblin. Eulogy for the Damned, and this is limited to 2,500 copies. It's a Record Store Day first. So, and of course, Orange Goblin is, if you like Stone Rock. Or
here's another one that I'm really excited about. It's
two copies.
The Penrose comp. So it's a compilation. It's the new imprint of Daptone Records, and so it's modern soul from the West Coast, I believe. And it's limited to 1,800 copies, and it comes with a really cool slip mat. I love the soul comp, so definitely excited about that. We have 3.
This is Opeth Morning Rise. It's limited to 3,500 copies. It's Record Store Day first. This one came out originally in '96. It's a great record.
This is the U2 picture disc. It is the 40th anniversary of Fire, and it is a Record Store Day first. It's got 2 studio tracks and 2 live tracks. So I have 2 copies of that one. And then I also have Glitch Mob, which I think I have more coming. This is Glitch Mob Drink the Sea. Plus it includes an ambient version by Superposition, and it's limited to 1,000 copies. I think I'm going to have like 5 or 6, but right now I have 3. So it's a Record Store Day first.
Alright, this is one a lot of people are looking forward to. This is Black Francis, Abba Baba. And yeah, it's limited to 1,750 copies. We have 2 so far. It's Record Store Day first.
I've got a handful of the blues comps. I've got the Rough Guide to Booze and Blues. I have 2 of these. I have the Rough Guide to Gamblin' and Ramblin' Booze. I have our blues. I have 2 of those. And then I have Blues Behind Bars. So I love blues comps, so I'm just happy to have those any time of the year. So it's cool.
This is Having a Party, and it's Sun Records, curated by RSD stores.
We got to choose, like all the stores got to pick like the tracks they wanted on there. And the theme this year is Having a Party. Now this is Cuba, Africa. And it is limited to 1,800 copies. It's a Record Store Day exclusive. It's a live concert, and it was with the Buena Vista Social Club, and it was recorded in 1996. So that sound is super popular right now. So
this is Chicago, the Blues Today, and it's a Record Store Day exclusive. It's 3 LPs, limited to 1,800 copies. and it's packed full of stuff. So yeah,
and it's all analog. It's craft recordings. It's a
they do an excellent job.
famous Vanguard recording. So this is Peru Ubu. I believe this is the UK Record Store Day release. So we were excited to be able to get one of these because we also like Peru Ubu. And it's on yellow vinyl, and it's called 390 Degrees of Simulated Stereo. It's live in Cleveland, London, and Brussels, Volume 1, and I think it was recorded in 1981.
So it would be the era of like modern dance and dub housing and just really good stuff. This is vast, and it is limited to 2,000 copies, and it is a Record Store Day exclusive. So
that's kind of gothic metal,
electronic. Yeah.
Jefferson Airplane, Acid Incense and Balloons. This is a compilation of limited to 3,000. It's a Record Store Day exclusive.
This is Oddities and Extras to Zombies. So, and it's limited to 3,000 copies. It is a Record Store Day exclusive, and I'm sure it is really good. It's upside down. Okay.
I got one copy of the Janis Joplin Pearl picture disc. This is like a Record Store Day first, limited 4,250, and it's celebrating the 50th anniversary of Janis Joplin Pearl.
This is Chief Keef, and it is limited to 2,000 copies. First time on vinyl, and it's Record Store Day first. So we have one copy.
I've got Senses Fail. This is celebrating the 25th anniversary of Let It Enfold You. This is a Record Store Day first, limited to 2,500 copies, and we have two as of right now.
This is a Record Store Day first. It's Mutual Attraction High Pulp Volume 2. So it's limited to 1,000 copies. It's an EP, and
it's a brand new album from High Pulp, so we get it first for Record Store Day. I don't have these together, but here's one of the Steely Dan's, Everything Must Go. This is a Record Store Day exclusive. This is a single LP, and I have two as of right now, and somewhere in these boxes I have the other album.
This is a Record Store Day exclusive, limited to 8,000 copies. We only got 3, and it's a picture disc for The Cure of Faith. So I don't know if we'll get any more of these, but we do have 3.
Now I have the other one of these. This is the Black Sabbath Mob Rules, limited to 4,000. I have 2 copies of these. Later in the week I'll have the Heaven and Hell, but they're just not here yet. I believe I'll have 2 of each total. I think I'll have 2 total of this one. This is the Beck Hyperspace. It's limited to 1,500 copies, and it's a Record Store exclusive. It's his most recent album. It's got different cover art. It's got holographic etching, and it's also something to do with NASA. I don't know for sure, but you can check it out more about it. Yeah.
This is Echo and the Bunnymen live in Liverpool, and this is a great live album. It's limited to 3,500 copies. It's from the 2001 tour. It's Record Store Day first. We have 4 copies.
This is Record Store Day first, expanded version of Conor Oberst's Ruminations. It's limited to 4,000 copies on black vinyl. It's got 5 bonus tracks, and Conor Oberst is awesome. So there's that.
Bright Eyes. Yeah.
Bright Eyes.
This is Steely Dan, 2 Against Nature. This is limited to 5,000 copies. It is a Record Store Day exclusive.
Yeah, and that's a Rhino.
2.
And that's a 2 LP. So the other Steely Dan is a single LP. The Elton John that never came out before. It's a Regimental Sergeant Zippo. It was supposed to be the debut album recorded in 1967-68. First time on vinyl. We have 2 copies.
So yeah.
21 Pilots. So far, this is the only copy I have. I know multiple people would like this one. It's Records 31st. It has 3 live tracks from Trench, the most recent album, and then it's got a live track from, or plus Level of Concern live. So it's like a live EP from 21 Pilots. It's called Location Sessions.
All right, we're going to have to speed it up a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
We have to open soon.
Yeah. And the video will be too long. This is DBSN. I've got 2 copies of it. It's the 5th anniversary of this album. And I'm not super familiar with it, but I know they're popular.
This is the AC/DC picture disc, Through the Mist of Time and Witch's Spell. Limited to 5,000 copies. And it is a Record Store Day exclusive.
We have 3. I've got 1 copy of the Jim Croce 12-inch EP. It's got 4 tracks on it, and it's limited to 2,000.
This is Stillwater Demos, and this is a fictional band, not the 70s band. And from the movie, what's the name of the movie?
Oh, I'm Almost Famous, which they're getting ready to reissue, which is exciting.
So, limited to 6,800 copies is RSD First.
Nancy
Wilson, Peter Frampton.
Sorry. I've got, replacements. This is the outtakes and alternates of the Pleased to Meet Me. I've got 2 copies of that.
These next 2 are really cool because they're the live Police. One from Atlanta, and I think the other one is Boston. The Atlanta one is Record Store Day First, and it is limited to 3,000 copies. We have 2 of them.
I think we have 1 more. I think we'll have 3 of that one total. And then
the Boston one, 1979, also limited to 3,000 copies.
I think we'll have 4 of those total.
Yeah, and these were available on CD, and
I had the CD when it came out. I love those live tracks. So Lonely Live is one of my favorites.
Yeah, definitely worth picking up. But we have, so far we have 3 of this one. We're hoping to have 4.
First time available on vinyl. We got Iggy Pop live concert from 1988. Beautiful colored vinyl, limited to 3,000. Live at the Channel Boston, and I've got 2 copies as of now.
This is AWOL Nation. We have 3. It's limited to 1,500 copies. It's a Record Store Day exclusive. It is live in the studio. So
I've got 3 copies so far of the Sword, Age of Winters. This is the 15th anniversary of this release, this album. And it's got beautiful, like, embossed cover. And if you like, the Sword is awesome. A lot of people like the Sword.
So yeah, this is the last one for this box. We have 5 copies. It's L-Storm, limited to 1,000 copies. It's Golden Black Splatter.
Sunset on the Golden Age.
Pirate Metal.
I've got 1 copy of Joey Ramone. Don't Worry About Me, limited to 2,500. I've got a handful of copies of the Rage Against the Machine. It's a live concert at the Battle of Mexico City. It's it was a concert from 1999. It's got a great track listing. I believe I'll have like 7 copies total. I've got 5 right now, but it's the first time available on vinyl, so that's exciting. I'll have a good chunk of copies of the Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Angel Dream. This is the 25th anniversary reimagined release of She's the One. I believe I'll have like maybe 8 copies of this. So far I have 6.
Nice.
Here's a Record Store Day exclusive. I have 2 copies of the Toots and the Mayhalls Funky Kingston. This is limited to 2,000, and I have 2 copies.
All right, this is the Morrison Hotel Sessions, 7,500 copies. We only got 2. It's a Record Store Day exclusive, and it's really kind of cool. It's probably 7 different versions of Queen of the Highway on here. So
they like have them by session 1, session 2, and you can listen to them like back to back how they progress. An interesting listen, but this is the Lady Gaga and it's Chromatica. It's the expanded, or it's her most recent album with a deluxe cover art and colored vinyl. We have 4 copies.
This is Striper. It is limited to 1,200 copies. It has the Japanese bonus tracks. And we have 1 copy. So hopefully we'll get more, but as of right now,
if we get more,
1.
it's only going to be 1 more. That's super limited, so we'll see.
Okay, this is Love Spit Love. It's a singer from Psychedelic Furs. It's a record store day exclusive, limited to 2,000 copies, and this was a great album. I don't know if anybody remembers the CD, but anyway, it's limited to 2,000 copies.
I have 3 copies of this Warren Zevon. It's Preludes, and it's rare and unreleased recordings. It's limited to 1,800, and it has like 126 unreleased tracks that were unearthed by his son, I guess, after he passed away. But it's got like a demo version of Werewolves in London, and it's super nice packaging.
So this is the London Suede. It's a die-cut cover. It's a record store day first, limited to 3,000 copies.
Live.
First time on vinyl, and it is live. So
this Kenny Dorham, Quiet Kenny. This is craft recording, so it limited to 2,500. It's probably going to be a really great jazz title. It is cut by Kevin Gray at RTI and all analog. They've been doing a great job with their reissues that they've been putting out. So
Neon Christ, 1984, limited to 1,200 copies. This is a record store day first, and it has members of Blast and I think the current Alice in Chains singer.
Yeah.
It's hardcore. There was a lot of great punk and hardcore this record store day. Probably the best as far as hardcore goes we've had in a long time.
I've got 1 copy of the Anti-Flag, limited to 1,500 copies. It's record store day first on trans red vinyl, and it's called 2020 Division.
Robert Palmer, Sneaking Sally through. Yeah, this is limited to 2,500 copies, but we do have more of these out there. So
it's a Friday Music reissue, and they do a great job. And I think we had someone request it.
Record store day first,
but it's one that you can usually find used. But some people like the special. It could be someone's favorite album. Grunt Truck. This is a record store day exclusive, expanded version of Push, limited to 2,500 copies. It's a Seattle grunge band, and I think it gets overlooked, but they're really great. So definitely you should check out Grunt Truck. I've got 1 copy.
I feel like every year I get surprised by a couple of really cool titles, where they just go do something off the wall. This is Just Leg It, 19 party instrumentals for grown folks. And side A is all instrumentals from Mississippi. From Memphis. Side B is Mississippi. So yeah, that's just really cool, and it's kind of off the wall. So
yeah. Def Leppard. This is a record store day first, limited to 4,000 copies. It's When the Walls Came Tumbling Down. It was recorded in 1980, so that would be the one with the semi on it, right? Or what tour is that?
Yeah, on to the night.
I've got 2 copies so far.
So. Yeah, that would be their actually early stuff. They're more metal, new wave, and British heavy metal type stuff. This is Youth of America, The Wipers. This is limited to 3,000 copies. It is record store day exclusive. It is RTI pressing, so it's audiophile, and it's really nice.
Fancy.
Excuse me.
I believe this is hip hop. It's Mercule's Applied Pressure. This is a RSD exclusive, limited to 1,200 copies. I have 1 copy.
This is Wasted Youth from 1981. This is a record store day exclusive. It is RTI. It's sourced from the original tapes, and it's just great hardcore.
Mm-hmm. So this is the Deftones picture disc. It's got 2 tracks on it. The coloring is awesome, and we have 2 copies.
Negative Approach, Tied Down, Demo 683. Tied Down is one of the greatest albums of all time. And this is one of the greatest hardcore bands of all time.
Okay, we haven't kept anything of this. record store day drop. But if that's the only copy we're keeping, or
we
that's
might
the
be
only
keeping
copy
that one.
we have of that, Jerome will keep it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We only got one wasted youth, one lemon heads, and one negative approach.
I think we have another wasted youth coming, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know.
Nice.
Okay, so I've got Thelonious Monk, Apollo Alto, The Custodians mix. I believe this was supposed to come out last year, but I'm not 100% sure. It's unknown, unheard until now, from 1968 on Impulse, 4,400 copies.
2,100 copies. This is a third album from Pepper, and it is a record store day exclusive. So,
limited to 3,000 copies. We have Electric Wizard. It's the album from their album from 2014 called Time to Die, and this has got new cover art. Limited to 3,000.
this is a 30th anniversary Slum Village. Limited 2,000 copies. It's a record store day exclusive, and it features Jay Dilla, obviously.
This is the record store day first. It's limited to 2,500 copies. It is Somewhere with Devo, live at the Palace, 1988, plus remix set. I have 2 copies as of now.
This is a record store day exclusive. 6 LPs, limited to 6,700 copies, and it's the first time on vinyl.
The full concert,
yeah.
Grateful Dead. We have 1 copy of that.
Yeah, 6 records. So, yeah,
Fancy.
very fancy.
I got 1 copy of this. I cannot believe it. And like I said, we're not. If we only keep the negative approach, I would kind of want to keep this, but I'm not going to. It's the Mega Ran, and it's limited to 500 copies.
And that is a super cool cover.
It's the coolest.
So this is Sticks, and it's 2 new songs, and it's a record store day first. And I love how instead of just doing a 12-inch single, they added live tracks for side 2. So you actually get your money's worth on this.
Yeah.
So you get 2 new songs. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 live songs, including Mr. Roboto. Mm-hmm. So definitely worth picking up, and it's record store day first.
We've got Genesis, live at Nimbirth, 1990, record store day exclusive, limited to 2,700. I have 2 of the Genesis.
This is Robert Plant, live at Nebworth, limited to 4,700 copies. It is a record store day exclusive.
Okay, so I have 2 copies of the Perfume Genius, limited to 2,500 copies. It's like a companion album to his most recent one called Set My Heart on Fire Immediately, so it's immediately remixes. 2 LP. Pure Perfume Genius is a wonderful producer. I mean, just the way he puts
the way he
music
layers
together
music,
is
it's
wonderful.
Just the sound is incredible. This is Having a Party with Jonathan Richmond, and he was obviously in the Modern Lovers. We actually went and saw him live right before COVID. This is limited to 2,500 copies. It's the 30th anniversary, and it is a record store day exclusive. So.
I think I have 5 copies of the M Ward End of America. It's a reissue of his second solo album, and it's limited to 2,000 copies. I have 5.
This is limited to 2,500 copies. It's the 11th studio album. I think this one came out in 2018, but it's Psy. They're Japanese. They started out as a black metal band and went later on, got more progressive. This is a great record. Record store day first. So.
All right, we've got Fontaine's DC live at live. It's limited to 3,500 copies. If you're not familiar with Fontaine's DC and you like Joy Division and you like post-punk, it's a modern band and they're awesome. I've got 3 copies. I'd love to crack one open and play it. If there is one left, I may do that.
Yeah, we have one.
They're good. They're really good. Don't sleep on them.
This is Notorious B.I.G. Duets. We have 1 copy. It's limited to 4,500 copies. I think we have another one we managed to get from another place. So.
Yeah, so we'll have 2. I have 3 copies of the Animal Collective Prospect Hummer. It is limited to 2,500 copies, and I have 3, and it's a record store day first. I've got, this is a really cool one, and it's 1,000, limited to 1,000 worldwide, 750 in the U.S. I have 2 copies of Noctorum Sparks Lane. It's Marty Wilson Piper of the church, and they're Mason, which it's the first time on vinyl, and it was, it's really awesome. I think it was originally recorded in 2002, but if you're a fan of the church or you like that whole scene, which is awesome, it's the first time on vinyl, so can I get it?
So, let's see what we have here.
Oh, I also have, this I believe are also UK Record Store Day releases. It's Bardo Pond. I've got Volume 1 and Volume 2. These are Bardo Pond is like a space rock kind of band from Philadelphia that started in 1991. Interesting that a Philly band would be on the UK leg of the Record Store Day and not ours, but I was happy to get it. And if you like space rock or 90s, like if you like that whole scene, which we do, you should check it out.
This is Trump's Allied Forces, and it's a box set, and it is just filled. You get a picture disc, a double LP, 7-inch, all kinds of stuff is in here. And it is limited to 1,200 copies. It's Record Store Day first. We have 2. So these will go fast, I'm sure.
You ready to do all these?
Yes.
And that?
No.
Did you do all these?
No.
Okay. I've got, now I think that the date on this one has switched to July, so I have to double check. But it's a limited regional, limited to 1,000 of Cold War kids, and it's got the New Age Norms 1 and 2, and it's in a box set with a poster. I've got one of those, and it may not be until July. So
this is Tangerine Dream. It is a double picture disc, limited to 2,000 copies, and it is a Record Store Day exclusive. We only have 1. So
2 copies of the 10th anniversary of the Tune Yards album, limited to 3,500. And I think this is it's like their breakthrough album from 2011. So
Richard Hell, remastered Destiny Street demos. And we only got 1 copy. It's limited to 1,055 copies. We might get another one. We're trying to.
Hopefully.
So
this is limited to 1,000. It's the Groundhogs Who Will Save the World. This is a really nice. I've got 2 copies. It's got this really cool comic type vibe, and it's on colored vinyl, yellow vinyl, and it has a bumper sticker, a comic zine, and postcard. But it's really nice. I got 2.
this is Pinata, and it's Freddie Gibbs and Madlib, and this is the 1984 version. They did how many different versions of this album so far? 3?
Multiples. I don't know.
Yeah. So, but this is like 1984, as if it came out then.
Okay, so this is the Verlaines live in 1986. It's the first time on vinyl. It's a limited regional one, limited to 1,000, and it's got a gig poster with it. I'm not sure who the Verlaines are, but I pulled them up whenever I was going to place the order, and I liked their sound, so that's why I ordered it. But, it's sort of like cool to highlight stuff that you might have missed.
Different stuff. This is the Lemonheads. It's a great record. It's not the Lemonheads you're thinking of, or it is. It does have Evan Dano in here, but it's a completely different band, and this is more of a hardcore record. It's limited. It's regional, and it's limited to 1,000 copies, and we have 1.
I think I might have 1 more coming.
But yeah, classic record.
Link Ray, limited to 1,325. It's a Record Store Day exclusive. Link Ray is amazing. This is early stuff, so it's like his rockabilly vibe and from the 50s.
He has a great career. Amazing records. This is Lupe Fiasco and Kaylin Ellis. This is House. And this was something that was done over COVID online or something.
Twitter, yeah.
Twitter, something like that.
It's pretty neat.
Limited to 1,500 copies. It is a Record Store Day first. So.
Super interesting story. This is a proto-punk band from 1970 called Negative Space. They say it's the missing link between Blue Cheer and Black Sabbath, which is quite the statement. But
that is a statement.
it's limited to 900 copies, and it says hard, heavy, mean, and evil. It was a private press, so it's kind of was like obscure but awesome. Checking it out.
Frankie and the Witch Fingers, Brain Telephone, limited to 3,000 copies. It's a record store day first. So yeah, I'm not super familiar with that. So
yeah, someone must have asked for it, or I pulled it up and listened to it and liked it. I can't remember, or I thought the cover looked cool, so I can't remember.
Yeah, definitely.
Kristen Hirsch, Wyatt at the Coyote Place, or Palace. This is limited to 1,000 copies. It's a record store day first. It originally was put out in 2016. We have 3 copies, and she is awesome. This is a wonderful
She's
album.
a great voice.
Was she in Throwing Music?
Yeah, she's
Throwing Music, yeah.
All those bands.
Yeah. So if you like 90s, but follow them on, and she's still putting out good stuff. So.
Yeah, it's great catalog of music, and that album, I wanted it when it came out, and I couldn't get it because it was super limited then. So I don't know, 3 copies, is to say.
Yeah, we might. Yeah, we will want one of those.
This is Donny Hathaway live, and this is 5,000 copies, record store day exclusive. Originally from 1971, we have 1 copy. So
the Ray Beats, the Lost Philip Glass Sessions. This is the first time on vinyl. It's limited to 1,350. It was from 1982. That whole New York scene with, I don't know.
It's a super cool release.
Yeah, neo surf rock, no wave neo surf rock band.
This is Devo's Jared Cassell, limited to 1,350 copies. It's record store day exclusive, originally from 2005. So
Desmond Decker, King of Ska. This is limited to 500 copies. It's a nice little box set. It has 10 7-inch records in here, and I thought it was super cool.
Linkin Park. This was limited to 8,500 copies. It is a record store day exclusive. So far, we have 10 copies.
We should have 5 more coming today, but, when it gets here, we'll know it's here.
So we'll see.
We have to check it in first because, So I've got some 7 inches here, and Jerome can show some of the 10 inches. This is Steve Earle and the Dukes, Justin Townes Earle. It's the Saint of Lost Causes, which is his son's song. We have 1 copy of the Steve Earle. I have a good handful of the Haim, Gasoline, and then the Flip featuring Taylor Swift. We had a lot of interest in the Haim. So.
This is a Motorhead Girl School split, 10-inch. Limited to 4,000 copies, and it's the 40th anniversary of this. So it is a record store day exclusive, and it's kind of neat.
This is a split, Meat Puppets and Mudhoney. So Sub Pop and Megaforce, and they're both awesome bands, so that's pretty cool.
This is Suicide, 4-track, 10-inch. Cherry, I Remember, Cherry Remix, and Keep Your Dreams. It's limited to 2,000 copies. It's record store day exclusive. So.
This is pretty neat. It's Integrity, and they're doing Cradle to the Grave on one side and a Gasmatron on the other. So it's got that Motorhead vibe.
I love the cover for that. So
yeah,
nice.
We only have 1 of those. I don't know what all we have more coming, but.
Now this is a book with 10 inches in it. 2 10 inches and 1 7-inch. And it's Wire's classic Pink Flag album, which is...
It's super fancy, Pink Flag.
One of the greatest records of all time, for good reason. It's a great record.
It's a nice set. It's a little pricier, but it's fancy. So. I've got 4 copies of this picture disc of The Who, HU, so it's like Mongolian metal, and it's Sad But True. So that's a cool picture disc.
WHO, it's HU.
And then I have the Gun Club Ruby Sessions. So it's got early versions never released of Fire of Love and Bad Indian. So that's awesome. We really like Gun
really
Club.
Cool. I wish I would have made that an EP, but don't always get what you want, I guess.
So anyway, yes, we'll post up on social media the whole rundown of Record Store Day for this Saturday, June 12th. We hope it goes as smoothly as last time.
Last year went really great. Everybody was super cool. Everybody had a good time.
We have more titles, and then also there are some titles that are being pushed to June or July. So we'll update our social media on those. I know there's like a Alkaline Trio. There's more titles that aren't here yet. So we'll see. I know the Prince hasn't shown up, but we will either do another video of that or we'll post it up to our social media. Try to get here early and be kind to each other. We also
have lots of new stock, lots of new used.
Yes.
New Flotsam Jetsam came out. We have the new Taylor Swift. What else came out?
We still have the Taylor Swift. We have a new Liz Fair. I've got some. I got copies of 9 Inch Nails of Fragile, which I hadn't had for a long time.
We got a ton of new records. We didn't get a chance to shoot a video this week.
We got a lot of great used that we'll probably do another video of. But we just wanted to. This video is going to be so long with Record Store Day stuff. So
yeah, this is the third time we tried to shoot this video. So hopefully this is it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this time we'll allow a little more people in because we've got a bigger space. But we'll still limit the number of people that come in at any time.
Bye. So, thank you for watching. Yeah. We hope you are excited about Record Store Day like we are. We're excited to be in a bigger location and also be kind to your fellow collector.
Come in and see us.
You
don't have to wait until Record Store.